What is up, Saltcasters? We had Isaac App, aka Turtle, aka Young Sack, on the podcast, and it was a absolutely spectacular time. My favorite thing about this episode is that Turtle has all these fun stories of his early days in Rocket League, of being a pro, not really knowing what he's doing in terms of like team management and moving from org to org, and then all the ups and downs that come with being a Rocket League pro, especially in those early days of Rocket League. Really interesting to hear. He talks a bit about his music career as well. And if you haven't ever heard any of his music, you should definitely check it out. Isaac App on Spotify. He most recently published a song called Fixation that is a total banger, something that we featured in Smug before. It's just overall a great episode. It's really fun to learn a little bit more about Turtle. If you don't know that much about him, I would definitely recommend that you watch this all the way to the end, because one of my favorite episodes overall, for sure. Before you get into the episode, go to discord.gg/Smellsworth and join the Discord. A lot of content being posted in there. All the YouTube videos that I'm making and all the streams that I'm doing, you'll get an alert in there that I am going live, which is going to be happening a lot more. As of now, it is mid-February, and at the end of February, I'm actually going to be going a full time on content creation. So don't miss the opportunity to catch all of that juicy content. Check it out, discord.gg/Smellsworth, and enjoy the episode. And we are good. Turtle, thank you for coming on the podcast. What are you salty about, my man?
What am I salty about?
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting question. I would say I'm salty about the way internet companies work. I hate ISPs, and I'm still salty about it.
Okay, say more. Say more about this. Let's explore this a bit.
My internet name, like the company that I have, is literally named Cox.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm serious. COX, bro. COX. There is no worse internet company on the planet. It's disgusting, and I can't get out. It's the only one available for where I am, so I'm just screwed. But yeah, that's what I'm salty about.
What kind of issues are you having with them?
I just get packet loss only in Rocket League. Like, I play other games and I'm fine, but then I play Rocket League and I get the packet loss symbol almost every other game that I play. And then when I stream, it's even worse. It's horrible. But hopefully, Elon Musk like hits me with some like satellite internet or something to save me. That's all I need.
Yeah. When's young Elon gonna bless you with that satellite internet that he's been promising? Get on it.
He should be on that. That's something he would do. It's another step to world domination. Like, everybody would buy that, and then he can get more money. Then he can go to Mars. That's like his plan, right? He just wants to go to Mars.
I think
he's accumulating wealth.
I think legitimately, like, Facebook had a plan at some point, and maybe they still do. I think it was called like Project Loon or something like this, where they're literally like deploying like weather balloons or something like this to make like internet span the globe, and especially in a bunch of places that wouldn't normally have great connectivity or something. I don't know if that's still happening, but anyway.
He's building like underground tunnels and shit. I don't even know. It's crazy.
That's true. That's true. He's quite the guy. Flamethrowers. That's also true. I'm surprised we haven't seen any of the stories where somebody just like roasted themselves or someone else with the Boring Company flamethrower. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm really surprised by that, actually. Super surprised. No, okay. Well, that's a reasonable thing to be upset about. I think
I agree.
We're all locked in our little cages right now for months and months on end, and having bad internet is just honestly the worst thing.
It's just bad, like, for streams. I think it'd be even worse if I couldn't stream. I'm happy I can at least stream once or twice, without getting destroyed. But other than that, Cox literally dicks me down every day when I try to do anything on the internet. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad.
So appropriate that they're doing that to you. Just like the namesake, they're living up to it.
It's pain.
This is so ridiculous. But I mean, yeah. What are you supposed to do? That is the most fair answer like we've ever had. The most agreeable answer.
True.
You always ask people when they come on.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah, every time.
And most of them were like, "Well, what do you mean, man? Hey, I'm not
salty.
Dude, I got so much stuff to be salty about. Are you kidding me?
You can go on.
Yeah, we just keep it rolling.
Just a therapy session. I don't know. I'll save it. Don't worry, man.
Yeah, we can do that offline as well.
I'm salty about roaches. How about that? I could go on for hours about this subject.
Yeah. Somebody mentioned that.
I moved into an apartment, and it was a horrible apartment, but I was like, at least I can be on my own for a little bit. First day I get there, I bring home like chicken fingers from like some fast food place because I can't cook because all my stuff's everywhere. And like, there's roaches in the apartment. They smell the chicken fingers and like, oh, you brought us some too, bro? So all of them start coming and cascading from the walls and like invade my food. They're like climbing on like the fast food box and stuff. And I just moved into this place. So then as soon as that happens, I'm like, oh, hell no. I move all my stuff back. And then I have to like threaten lawsuits and stuff to get out. It was horrible.
Again?
I'm also salty about that.
So how quickly did this happen? Are we talking about like you left chicken fingers out all night, or are we talking about like
no 5 minutes? You're like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. I get in, bro. I'm telling you, and they smelt 1 ounce of food, and they just start swarming.
It is the protein. They say it's the protein that brings them around. So that does make sense that the fingies would get them going. That is terrifying. Roaches are
disgusting,
horrid. Well, it was the small one, so it's like it's not like I wasn't freaking out when I saw one of them. Like, oh, it's a bug, whatever. You know, the place is kind of.
There's one. There's many though.
Basically.
Where there's
exactly.
There's fire. Yeah,
and there wasn't just one at night. Like I saw just within the first 15 minutes of bringing the chicken fingers in, I saw maybe like I'd say 6 or 7 coming in from like I don't even know where. They just would show up on the wall, and then I'd freak out, and then they were on the ceiling, like crawling over. Dude, it was horrible.
Okay, yeah, I think we might have to move on to a different subject. This is traumatic for even me,
dude. I'm telling you, I go on for hours. I'm still salty about it.
Yeah, I would be salty. I would be salty too. So you've written a letter to your landlord, an official documented letter. Is that what you've done?
Yeah, cool. And then they like. Because I was on the lease, and then they like threatened to like I threatened to take them to court, and they're like, "All right, let's do it." So then I was like, "Oh shit, they probably have like some ground to stand on if they actually want to go to court." So then then my lawyer sucked. Also, my lawyer was horrible. So I was just getting dicked on by Cox, my internet, by roaches, and by lawyers and landlords within the past like 2 months. So I've just been getting destroyed. So it was not a fun experience. And long story short, I had to pay a fee to get out of the lease, and now I'm living in my mom's living room on my mattress. So it's been fun.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
That does suck. There's like I can't remember the name of it. There's like a failure to deliver or something like that, like a standard letter you can send in the US of like where it's like I'm not going to pay rent because you haven't
the tenant. That's what I did. And then they tried to evict me. And I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, how can you evict me when I don't live in the apartment? Oh my God. It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, that sounds awful. You know, one thing that's crazy about France is like just like the people have all the power, like landlords, zero power. Like they're very scared to let you into a place if they think that there's any chance that you might not be able to pay in Paris because you can just basically squat and just stay where you are. And
that's awesome. I'm moving to Paris.
The same with work actually as well. It's like impossible to fire people in Paris. You really have to be doing some like awful things to get fired here. And then like when you tell people that like you could like negotiate your leave, like if you're like an entry level employee in companies, you can kind of like negotiate leaving early and they'll actually pay you money. It's wild. It's a complete flip flop of the US. It's kind of crazy. So anyway, yeah, if the roaches get bad enough, dude, just hop on over here. You know, let me know. I can facilitate.
Wait, you're in France right now?
Yeah, I live in Paris. Yeah.
What the hell? What are you in Paris for?
Dude, I just I messed up using Tinder, and that's all she wrote.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I want to live in like a foreign country so badly. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
Paris there are struggles with Paris. It's not all getting paid for quitting your job and staying in an apartment you're not paying for. It's it's I'd say it's a mixed bag of stories, Matt, based on what I hear from you.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. Ups and downs everywhere you live, really. Honestly.
Yeah.
By the way, we're getting a dog.
Oh, you're actually getting a dog?
Yeah, we're getting a dog.
Bro.
I need to get the picture up. We're getting a Basenji. Do you guys know about Basenjis?
I do not know about Basenji. How do you spell that?
Basenji.
Oh, no way. This is a proper, like...
It's an actual
right
primitive.
here.
It's a primitive breed. So it's like, as close as you can get to just like straight up having a wolf,
Oh, really?
But it's like, it's pretty chill compared to a wolf, and it's smaller.
Does it listen to you and everything?
It's actually really independent. It's more like a cat. Actually, that's my girl.
That kind of makes sense, because if it's more primitive, it probably won't take
Probably,
orders
yeah,
too well.
yeah. And they don't bark. They don't bark. They yodel.
They don't bark?
They yodel. They're like, oh, they don't bark at all.
So they're howlers, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
They'll just
That's
rise
exciting.
with the moon, bro.
That's exciting. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I'll get a pic. I just asked my girlfriend to send me the Instagram of the pup. We're gonna name it Kibe, which is like well, in Lebanese at least, it's like it's almost like a samosa or something. It's like meat, little bulgur wheat kind of thing. It's like a little dumpling kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it.
I want to get a small dog and name him Kevin.
I'm super into that as well. Like,
I just think it'd be hilarious.
Average human names for dogs. Yeah.
Kevin is definitely a great name for a dog. That's hilarious.
There was a guy
like Greg or something.
There was a guy that
Greg?
Grew up by me that his cat, he had a weird ass cat, super weird, tiny head, fat cat, and he named it Kyle.
Yes, dude.
Now you gotta just name it after. I mean, Kyle would be especially funny for Rocket League. That's Scrubkiller's real name, so you can just have a cat. Or
hell yeah!
Yeah, you can have a cat or a dog called Kyle. I feel like your friends would get really weirded out if you introduce them to your animal and they have the same name. Be like,
oh yeah,
you had to pick my name. You serious?
All right, I'm putting. This is the picture of the actual puppy, the real one. It doesn't look anything like what they're going to end up like now, because they're super newborn. I don't get it for 2 months.
Oh my,
wow, that's cute.
Yeah, and if you scroll up, you can see what like the adult dogs look like. Anyway, they're pretty hyped. They're super hypoallergenic too, because they're really clean. They don't smell. They clean themselves like cats do. They don't shed much, and they don't have a lot of like dander, like dandruff, basically. And they don't slobber. So they're like clean dogs.
Wow.
They're a bit hard to train. You can't yell at them. They don't react to negativity at all. It's all positive vibes with these guys. So it's good training. Good training.
Name him Fred. Name him Fred.
Okay. Fred,
sorry,
Timothy.
I like your
Timothy.
name.
No, it's okay. Honestly, this was discussed. This angle was discussed as a possibility.
Yeah.
Like Gabriel. Come here, Gabe.
Gabe. Call him Gabe.
Yeah. All right. So getting back on track. I mean, probably weren't ever off track, really. But Turtle, what was the start of your Rocket League experience like? How did you get into the game? Were you like, did you download it when it was free on PlayStation? Were you always a PC gamer?
No, I was always a PC. I've been playing games on the PC since I was like 11, and like doing like weird YouTube videos on like Team Fortress 2 and stuff. So I was always like trying to find new games to make me quote unquote not necessarily popular, but just something to be involved with, because Team Fortress 2 was kind of dying. So then I watched this like KYR Speedy, that YouTuber guy. Is like Rocket League. Right when Rocket League came out on Steam, I saw his video and I just clicked on it. I was like, wow, this looks amazing. So then I downloaded it and made like a horrible YouTube video about Rocket League when I was like 15, 16. It's like the cringiest thing on the planet.
Sick.
And then that's just what started it.
Is it still in your channel, the cringy video?
I have the video. I can find it for you guys.
But did you unlist it from your actual channel though?
I unlisted one of them, yeah. Just because like I showed it to some people and they're like, dude, please unlist this so I can absolutely make fun of you for years and years and years. It's horrible. I like read out the Steam. You know how like Steam has a bio of like the game, like it has a definition, some description of what the game is like. So I read that out in the intro of the video when I was like 15, and then I added like insane reverb to it. And then I was just like, like Rocket League is a super acrobatic rocket powered battle card game. And it's all this serious shit, and I'm just like flopping around. It's so bad, dude.
That's amazing. How long were you playing, like when you before like taking it, I guess, a little more seriously?
I started taking the game seriously when I really enjoyed the game right away. Like I was addicted. And then I got into a game in ranked. Like it was like before there was really ranked. It was like the first edition of like ranked, I guess.
Right.
And I got into a game against Sad Junior. And I was like, who is this guy? But my teammates were freaking out. They're like, oh my God, it's Sad Junior. I can't believe it. He's streaming right now and he's got 500 viewers. Holy. And I played against him and I almost beat him. And so me and my teammates then were like, hey, we're pretty good. We almost beat this guy who has 500 viewers on Twitch. Let's party up. And then that turned into my first team that we played ESLs in. And then ever since then, I've just literally been playing in tournaments and stuff.
Who was that team with?
Dude, I forgot. Gimlags and Justice. I don't know if you know who any of those are. It's just two just ranked warriors, basically.
Yeah, way back in the day.
Yeah, just some random dudes. And I still see some of them like floating around Grand Champ every once in a while. It's crazy.
That's great. I mean, those tournaments way back in the day were so random. Like I feel like everybody, the ESL monthly elites, ESL monthly champions, everybody was just like last minute queuing up with whoever they can find.
Yeah, I took those so seriously too.
Competing for $100 split between 3 or something. It was
dude, those were the days. I remember when I won. I don't know what I won. It wasn't even an ESL, or maybe I came in like the quarters of ESL after multiple times trying to be like I Buy Power Cosmic or something, and I got like $50 or something. And I was freaking out. I was like, $50! Oh, I can't believe it, Mom! Look at this! And like I showed her my PayPal and shit. It was great.
She's like, son, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
Do your homework.
Yeah.
That's exciting though. I mean, it's like it's the dream for a lot of kids growing up to just win any money, like a video game, to see what it's like. I mean, the competitive aspect is really fun. I mean, even for people who aren't as good at the game as pros are, it's still really fun to play competitively. It's a very different vibe than ranked, especially these days. How long did it? Well, when did you become like it was a Vex, right? Your first like serious team.
Yeah.
Garrett and J-Ra. How did that come about?
So, oh man, I don't know. I think I found J-Raw randomly and ranked again. Like that was, and that's probably how it is now. It's kind of like if you're gonna start getting into the game, you just find random people in ranked that you really vibe with and that you like playing with. So I found a couple of dudes. One of them was J-Raw, and then we started trying out a bunch of different other people, and we had done like decent in tournaments. You know, like we were getting slapped by Cronovi, but I think we had been able to take a few games off of other popular teams at that time. And then we started trying out other people, and then here comes Garrett G, who's super quiet at the time and like very reserved, and like his personality has, he's become so much more of like himself. It's crazy to see the development, and even myself, like we were just kids, and then J-Raw was there like kind of being the father of the group whenever we joined Vex. And then we kicked him. So
Yeah. You played, what was it, season 1 of RLCS with him? The first like split, because there were 2 splits in season 1. Then did you get Moses for the second split, or was it?
Yeah, we got the big boy Kazaz 911.
Who did Moses play with before that?
Kings of Urban. He was on Kings of Urban.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then they got Sad Junior, and then IBP got Gambit. That's right. There's swap.
And then we ended up getting Moses because J-Raw was Dookie. So then we were like, okay, we have to pick somebody else up. But it was super awkward because we handled it horribly. Like I think I was 15 at the time, so Garrett was 15 as well. He just turned 15, and then here we have J-Raw, who's like a grown ass adult. And I think like I might have like Steam messaged him and be like, hey bro, I don't think you're on the team anymore, or something like really stupid. And I like looking back at it, I realized how horrifyingly bad it was. But at the time, I didn't know how to confront people or how to like have balls and talk to somebody about a difficult issue. So I was like, hey, I think you're off the team, bro. We're gonna get Moses. And then we kicked him. And then that same week, he was like pissed at us, but then Gibbs posted a clip of him dunking on
him. Yeah, the GFFB clip.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the closure I needed.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
You transferred your guilt to someone else. You're like, all right, Gibbs, take this and run with it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's really funny. Yeah, I remember. I think that was like the first, as far as I can recall, for me at least, when I started following the scene, that was the first like drama, like RL drama that I had, I think I had like encountered in the pro scene. Interesting times.
I'd have to think back. I've not really thought about that for ages, but yeah, there was definitely drama back in the day. Because every roster move was a disaster. It was never handled well. Everybody was messing it up.
That's how we were. I think we might have even started that trend, honestly, because it was just messy stuff. Because everybody was pretty like inexperienced. I had never done anything in esports before, so I didn't know what the hell was happening. I thought it was like a kickball team, like, hey, bro, I don't really want to play with you anymore. I'll see you.
Yeah, that's how it is. But you ended up doing pretty well with Moses. What was it? There's got to be a famous Gibbs quote. He like predicted you guys to come last or something, and then you made worlds.
That was whenever we were on Vex with J-Roy. It's like, Vex, who the heck are these guys?
I remember. I vouched for Vex. I casted you guys in like the Pulsar Premier League or something.
Let's
I was like,
go.
wait, these guys are actually good. They might make it in RLCS, and you did. You got in with an underdog run. I was like,
those were whenever it was open qualifiers to make it into the RLCS.
Yeah.
It was absolutely terrifying. I hated playing in those because you could be the best team, and as we all know, Rocket League is an on-the-day sport, pretty much. I mean, obviously, if you're the best, you'll be relatively consistent, but for the most part, you can take an L on an off day to like some bubble team that you've never heard of. So every time that would come around and it would be open qualifiers, I would just like be shaking uncontrollably because that was like the most important thing to me. I didn't have any friends. I just played Rocket League, and if we lost that, it was over, man. It was over.
And it was for a few teams. I mean, they just literally didn't make it. So unlucky. You had Worlds Season 1 with Exodus, and then it was World Season 2 with Orbit. Same team though. Well, it was you, Turtle, you, Garrett, and Moses again. Like, what are your best memories of Season 1 and Season 2?
There is a lot. I think the coolest thing was being able to go like out of my own country to Amsterdam in Season 2. That was like unreal. And I was able to take my mom there for free because I was underage, so they had to give her a free flight too. So that was sweet. I think that was pretty awesome. And then just with the team, I don't know. I always enjoyed the just kind of relaxation part of it, and also like the scrims for some reason because it wasn't as stressful. So we were just playing games on land, hanging out, having fun, and like being a little bit sweaty at the same time. So really any moments like that are my favorite, or even being outside of the area, like in Season 1, Season 2, kind of exploring a bit with everybody. That was always fun.
Just like the whole experience, I guess, in general.
Exactly. I mean, it was kind of hard to beat or to view it negatively, even though obviously we took a fat L. I think it's still like the experience and the memories from it, just hanging out with everybody and just relaxing. I think that was the best part.
Yeah, Season 2 was pretty brutal. You guys were doing really well. You're beating Mocket, who obviously went on to get grand finals, and then they reverse swept you, and they got multiple like ridiculous comebacks as well.
Yeah,
it was
nothing but pain.
It was the most brutal loss ever. You guys didn't even play badly. I mean, they went on to get second. Then lower bracket, were you just like tilted after the upper bracket loss?
I was so butthurt. You have no idea. And like we didn't shake hands with them because we had asked previously before going on stage. We were like, it just didn't. It was just a swarm of shit getting thrown at us. It was like before we went on stage, we're like, okay, so if we win or lose, do we shake hands? And the production team's like, nah, you guys don't shake hands. You can shake hands behind. So we're playing against Mocket. We take massive L's where Garrett G tries to carry us because he popped off in that series. Then me and Moses basically just threw hard. And we lost that series. And I was so unbelievably tilted. You have absolutely no idea. Because then as soon as we lost that series, I was like, all right, we're going to lose Garrett. And then I'm stuck with the Moss Man. Because at that time, you had to stay with 2/3.
Oh, yeah, the 2/3 rule.
Like, oh, shit. I love Moses, but I didn't like that either. I was a little bit scared as well. So I knew we were going to lose Garrett because Garrett was too damn good. Like, it was almost impossible to see the potential within Garrett that he's turned out to be. So I knew that was going to happen. We took that loss in that series, and even before going into season 2, Garrett had been discussing like roster swaps, and he was telling me, he's like, nah, I'm probably not going to switch teams, man. I think we're going to stay here. Hopefully if we do a good or have a good performance. So we got reverse swept. I threw in that series as well with Moses. And then I knew I was losing Garrett G. We didn't shake hands, so people thought we were salty. And then we go down to the lower bracket. I think we got swept. We got absolutely destroyed in that. And then after we lost, I remember going back to the player lounge, and our org CEOs like come to us, sit us down, and just look so like shocked. Like they expected us to be like, you know, an up and comer, like killing it in the games. And I remember looking at the CEO. I don't know if it's the current one anymore, but I remember looking at his face, and he just looked like I feel like you could just see the numbers that he invested in us just slowly dropping like above us. He only saw negative numbers. So then he sat us down and have a conversation with us, and it's like, yeah, so we're probably going to end up dropping you guys right after we lost.
Nice.
So I had to handle throwing the games, losing in the lower bracket, losing Garrett G, losing my org, and then being stranded with the Moss Man. So it was not a fun time. It was definitely a storm.
Wait, am I mixing it up with someone else? We've done a lot of interviews with pros from way back on the Saltcast. Mm-hmm. Was it Orbit who thought you guys would have a playbook for Rocket League, and they were like, "Where's the playbook?"
That's what Garrett was talking about that, right?
It was Garrett.
I
knew it was this. Yeah, so is that the same conversation? They're like, "What are you guys doing? You don't even know a playbook."
Well, we had some dude come in as like some kind of manager, and he's like, "Oh, mate, I've watched football before. I know what I'm doing." And so he told us to play roles. He was like, "Why don't we have somebody stay in net and then have the rest of you guys go forward as the strikers?" And I'm like, I'm just sitting there like, well, I think I was 16 at the time, trying to figure things out. Oh yeah, I also forgot that I gotta get this out. We lost in the lower bracket, and they dropped us from the org. They tried to make me play goalkeeper type of shit, and then we after that series, we go to do like autographs, and I remember like the line was packed for Flipside, like all the way down, and we come down to our little booth where I've got like my Sharpie and pad, and I'm ready to sign. There's like I think 3 people in our line in total. And then we're sitting there, and some dude's walking out. There's glass all around the building, right? There's just glass outside, so you can see through. And I'm sitting there. I had cried previously because I took the fattest L. I was a big sad boy. This dude is like, and knocks on the side of the glass. Yeah, on the side of the glass. He has a whiteboard up, and my sister was also there, and she's like, "Hey, Isaac, I think there's a fan." So I look over, and it's this fucking European fuck with this whiteboard, and there's a sign that says Orbit, and then he drew a steaming pile of shit right next to it. So he's like, "Oh, dude, look," and he's holding it up against the glass, and I'm just standing there, sitting down, devastated, absolutely devastated. I think I had taken maybe like 15 L's in a matter of like 5 hours that day.
Yeah, that's
oh no,
that's a combo right there. You got comboed on.
It was. I like to refer to that as like the L storm, bro. That was like the perfect timing of like everything colliding at once. I honestly could not have planned any of that.
Wow. That is something. That well, fan with the sign. How could you? How could you?
And the thing that sucks is my sister pointed it out. My sister was like, "Dude, there's a fan. There's a guy who wants you to sign something." And I look over, kind of like a little bit happy that maybe there's another guy in our line. And it's just like this really horribly Sharpie drawn like pile of shit, like the emoji. And there's like lines coming off the steam.
Oh,
and it's just Orbit. It was great.
Oh man,
that is the funniest story.
That's one thing I miss about LANs actually, is the inappropriate signs that get out there sometimes, that they sneak in. I think it was that same season, like maybe the same sign, where like because the casters were basically in like the audience, like they were in like that little theater, right? They were and then I'm pretty sure a guy, pretty sure
lifted it up.
He held it up over top of Lawler and wrote like "This guy fucks" or something like that, which is probably my favorite.
Oh my what a guy!
Yeah, that happened. Like, oh man, that was the most ridiculous place to put the casters. Like, literally, the people right behind them could just put their hand up and it would be on the stream. It was funny.
That venue too is like a theater, but without like a stage. Because it just had a stairway that went down to like a flat surface. So if you're sitting in the front row, you could literally go up and like shake the player's hand in like 5 steps. Like,
we did this, Startle. If you watch back the season 2, if you watch the very end of season 2, you'll in fact see after Flipside win, me, Jazer, and Smellsworth all run on stage.
Yeah. There you go.
There's the video clip of Marky going, "Come on!" and then he turns and this fat American guy hugs him, and that's me.
Yeah, that's right. He's in the money shot right there, giving him the embrace.
I took a fog cannon to the face right before it too. I literally got up and it goes, and I'm pretty sure
things are loud. Dude.
Yeah, and the guy turned it off immediately because he's like, "Oh God!" He probably thought he was gonna injure me. Yeah, that was a wild time. So weird venue for sure. Damn. Yeah, that's so L City. So what was like? So after that, you're hanging out in Amsterdam. Maybe you enjoyed the rest of your trip a little bit. Did you stick around for a bit?
No, I just slept for like 14 hours straight. I was like mad emo. I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go to bed for a little bit and see what happens. So I went up and I was super jet lagged, so I slept for like 14 hours, and then I think it was our last day. I just ate food, then went home. I was so pissed. That was like I had to somehow interpret the L's that I had taken one by one. So I was just processing it in my dreams slowly.
Oh, brutal.
And you were like only 16 at this time or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Everybody was like, a lot of the fans are like, "Oh my goodness, RLCS in Amsterdam, can't wait to go there." And then you're like, "Well, it's cool to be abroad and all, but not really a lot you could do in Amsterdam at 16."
Yeah,
the entire
my mom was also there, so I was like, okay, I'm just like stuck here. And I love my mom, but she's it's a parent at the end of the day. It's not like I can go out and just go crazy or something. So I was kind of stuck there. And then it was also weird because like I didn't know, I knew Garrett was leaving the team. So I think the like immature side of me was like, you know what, I'm just gonna stay with myself and not go out. I'm just a little bit emo,
But you didn't end up. You said you're also a bit emo about getting stuck with Moses, but then that's not what ended up happening. You tried out a few teams and then ended up with Sis and Matt.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
Well, season 2 was like I like shifted my approach. Season 2 was like I was sweating really hard, and we had a very like stern and serious atmosphere in the comms. So I was like, maybe if I just mix it up and go for 2 people who I think I would mesh with really well and have fun with, then I would play better. So because I knew I struggled mentally with a lot of things, like I get really nervous or anxious on the stage, and I was like, damn, I need, hopefully, like if I have a better personality around me, it'll be easier. So then I picked Sis and Matt because they're both a bunch of goofballs, especially Sis as like the hype man. And I was like, all right, fuck it, let's go with this. Let's see what happens.
That's like, it's a pretty good philosophy though, to just like try and maximize the fun. Because then if you lose, well, at least you're having fun. It's kind of it's a win-win. And you guys didn't even do badly at all. You did pretty good.
Yeah, somehow we made it. I think we made it to the LAN like through the most insane like calculations. I don't even know. Like we weren't really supposed to make top 2 season 3, but somehow with the way certain teams took L's and it came down to individual score lines, and I think also like goal differential. So we had made it through like very small circumstances, which was crazy. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I think that team I definitely had like the most fun with, for sure.
And then you did oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you're right. There was the crazy 4-way tie for second place, and you guys got second. You were top of the 4-way tie because of a win-loss. Selfless, Genesis, G2, and Atelier, who then went on to, you were Rogue by the time LAN came around. That's madness.
I remember whenever I knew it was going to come down to a tiebreaker, I was so anxious about it. I couldn't even watch. I lived in an apartment with my mom at the time, so I went to I just got my swimsuit on and jumped in the jacuzzi for an hour while I couldn't even watch the games. I was like, I'm taking this too seriously, bro. I gotta calm down.
Man.
Yeah, it's because you lost to Denial on the last day. Oh man.
Yeah.
The
Oh my
3-2. You guys, you could have just had it, and then you lost. Then it went to the tiebreakers. That's really rough, actually.
I think another thing about that team, because you guys were having so much fun, you were one of the first teams to act that way, to be oh, this is great, we're having a great time. And this is kind of Sizz started to get popular during this time as well. I think you guys all probably blew up a little bit during this time. I remember Sizz going on stage and be interview a lot of people were I think a lot of people were trashing their former teammates and stuff, and Sizz was I love my teammates, this is great, I just remember him being on stage saying that stuff, and that was when the let's go stuff the tagline started to take off, and it just seemed like you guys were just three homies playing the game. It seemed to be the first team that I remember that was like that, at least. I don't know if you guys remember somebody else being like that.
It was first as well, team for a while that kind of actually ended up being really popular, because all of the popular teams had kind of been decided, or people knew who the teams were that they liked, and that was it. The teams who were popular, and everybody else was just the teams everybody's hoping would lose. You guys managed to actually get so popular just from this stage presence.
Break into that break into
you came out with your silly walkout where you're getting carried with
the
USA flag.
That was legendary. That was fun, definitely. I was nervous that they were gonna drop me too. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I was like, this could either go horribly wrong or amazing. So let's go for it.
Let's just hope for the best. See how it goes. That's class, man. Season 3. But then did you immediately stop teaming with them, or was it after season 4 you stopped teaming with them? I can't remember.
It was after season 3. Because things kind of went south a little bit. That's the thing about I'm not here to name any names. I definitely had a lot of influence on the toxicity in the comms. I think it just kind of it's it's one of those things where you're so close to your friends that you can also feel too open and be a little bit too frustrated. So when we were dealing with losses, it was either we were peaking with happiness, or we were just so unbelievably upset and annoyed with each other, and it was just this huge feud and mess. So it just ended up not working out. It kind of exploded a little bit. And then I just went down to try to build regain a team from the rival series in season 4 with Dignitas, and that was with Chicago.
Yeah, the original Chicago and Zol, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was when Chicago was doing. He was putting up big numbers, and that's when
that was when his
stats started coming up, and everybody was like, "Whoa, this Chicago guy, he gets a lot of goals. Yeah, he must be good." But actually, initially everybody was kind of doubting the validity of Rocket League stats in this kind of way, but they ended up being very, very accurate. A lot of players who just destroyed rival series ended up being insane in RLCS as well. Justin did this. Ignite did this right before he won LAN.
Trained properly. Really, it's literally scouting players. Or at least at that time, it was you could solely go off of numbers and probably get the best player out of the whole league. Honestly, I feel like people. I'm a big fan of stats in this game. I don't think it tells the whole story, but from my experience, it's if a person's putting up consistent numbers, then obviously that player can thrive in almost any environment. And Kago was the best example.
I can't remember what season Justin also.
I think it was the rival series before that he
was it right?
The first rival series. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, he got plucked from the rival series.
Yeah, because he wasn't in the season that I played, so he must have gone up before then. Because I remember his name was around, and that was season 2 rival series, I think, for me. So season 1, he got Lash and Epic Johnny with Johnny, or with
That's
Justin,
right. Yeah, that's crazy. But then, so after that, how long you actually went to a European DreamHack, right, with that team?
Yeah, and we did really well. That was my. I think that was my most.
I remember that one.
I love that LAN. I think that was the LAN that I started figuring out things a little bit more, with stage anxiety and all that shit. Because I was just a nervous kid. So I think I played really well on that LAN. I had a lot of fun, and the Dignitas org was pretty heavy backing us at that time, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to build a team from the ground up." You know what I mean? And then we lost in rival series, and then they dropped us. So it was fun.
So they
But
lied. They
yeah,
picked up the team who
which
just won the
which
season
makes
4 world
sense.
championship.
It was honestly like a repeat of the Orbit thing. It was just like missed expectations. It was like it was the same experience. Like a team picked me up, or an org picked the team up that I was on, and then they were like, "Okay, time to hit your marks. We picked you guys up to ascend to the top within a season. We didn't hit that expectation right away, and then boom, they're like, all right, we're out. Money's gone." But it's a logical decision. I was saying this earlier when I get asked questions. It's like if you're a businessman and you're solely thinking on the probability of like success and how much you want to invest in this, I mean, it makes sense. They picked up like the best team in Europe after that. You know what I mean? It's hard to hate on
They
that.
picked up the Gale Force right after Gale Force won the world championship. They went from
They're like,
let's build a team from the ground
yeah,
up to like actually that didn't work. Let's just sign
take
the
the
world
best.
champs. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's just sign those
that's
guys.
100% what like exactly what happened. And I remember the conversations whenever we got dropped. Like it like it was weird. It was like they felt bad about it, but then they're like, but it's business is business, man.
Mm.
So it just
Was
kind of
that when
happened.
you like called it for pro career, or did you like
Yeah,
try it any
after that,
harder?
well, once I started getting like the same flashbacks from season 2, well, and I don't even like bringing this up because it sounds like I'm being a sore loser. Like I played horrible in the rival series, but I've been struggling at this house with Cox internet for the longest time. Literally in the rival series, there's even moments I've gone back out of pure saltiness. Like we're on the salt cast, so I'm bringing it all out. I
Yes.
had such bad internet issues. There were even times in individual rival series games where I would be ghost hitting the ball nonstop. As a West player playing on East with a shitty internet
Yeah,
provider,
that
it
sucked.
was it was so unbelievably frustrating that I've even talked about the story before. We lost one day in the rival series, and I was so mad. I'm not a person who, when I get angry, I don't like react. Like I don't want to punch somebody or like proceed with action. I'm not that type of person. I kind of just keep it in a little bit. But in that instance, it's probably one of the most mad I've ever been. I got so frustrated that I had to either punch a wall, literally, because I lagged and then we ended up losing. And it was a super important match. So I wanted to punch a wall and I didn't want to break my hand. So I was like, dude, I don't know what the hell to do. So I opened my garage door and it's like 10 p.m. at night. And I'm just like sprinting down the street, like screaming. I'm like, oh! As I'm like running down the street. And I didn't have any shoes on because I didn't have time to put my shoes on because I was so fucking upset. I didn't know what to do, bro. I would have broke my hand. Like I 100% would have broke my hand. Oh my god. So there I am
That's so
barefoot,
ridiculous.
just running down. Like I try to imagine the perspective of like a neighbor watching out after they're watching TV and then
Yeah.
they see some kid like, oh, you know what I mean? Oh my god, dude.
That's class. Oh man. You need to reenact this in the future. This has to be a
Honestly,
thing.
I'm down, man. I'm fucking down. I
I mean,
like, dude,
YouTube
this is bringing
content,
back
there
the
it is.
soul. Yeah,
YouTube
there it is.
content. That's what that is. That's so good. How long was there between that? Well, between the you deciding that the end of the pro career is upon you and deciding to try out
Yeah.
casting.
So that was season 4. And then season 5, I was no, I wasn't a sub. So wait, maybe that was season 5, right? I don't even know. Because I remember I was a sub for G2 for 1 season, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
or some shit like that. And then I went on to Dig, and then that didn't work. I think that was season 5. And then for season 6, I was like, I was just done. I couldn't handle it. I sucked at the game. I was trash. I didn't put the hours in as well. It wasn't for me because I didn't have the drive for it and I wasn't good enough. So then I didn't know what to do. And then all of a sudden, Dignitas hits me back later. And they're like, hey, you want to come out to season 6? And they were like, we really like your content. They knew that I knew how to edit some stuff. So they asked me to come out and do like a video for them for the winning team of Dignitas. So I went from being on Dignitas, getting dropped, and then filming the champions on Dignitas at the season 6 LAN. So I was behind the camera for them
Oh,
making the
really?
content. Yeah, that's why I was there at season 6. It's kind of weird because I was out of the
way.
scene for a while, and then I just came back randomly, and I'm like, "Hey, I got a camera now. I'm gonna film you." So
So
that's
you're
just kind of how
filming.
it was.
I didn't realize you're filming Dignitas season 6 in Vegas.
I
So
was just like
and they
following them
lost.
around. Yes,
That's when they lost to
to Cloud9.
Cloud9.
Yeah,
You got to film the epic Dignitas loss,
the
basically.
epic reaction. Yeah, and I think I made what did I make? Did I make a highlight video? Hold on, Dignitas. I made a funny moments video for them that was like the best performing video that's like happened on their channel in so long. It was hype because I thought I was gonna get more opportunities whenever I did make that. Here, I'll put it in Discord. This is the video
Let's see
that I
this.
made. So I made 2 videos for them. They asked me to make. I'm putting it in general. They asked me to make a blooper reel for them,
Yeah.
and then they also asked me to make a serious like montage video for them. I don't know if they uploaded the montage. I think they did.
Is this the blooper reel? The RLCS blooper reel. It's got K-Dop in it. This will be funny.
Yeah.
K-Dop's
Yeah.
good.
Ooh, little Smash Bros.
Yeah. This video is just absolute memes. Like just memes all around, bro.
I need to watch that. That'll be a good watch. I've never seen this before.
I don't
That's
know if they
quality.
uploaded the highlights I did after, but like either way, I made like some kind of fucking like highlight video for them as well. But then that was that for season 6, and then I randomly got a call or an email. I think it was season 7, where they're like, "Hey, we're short a caster. Can you come out and cast?" So it's like it was just weird. It was like as much as I tried to get out of the scene, or I tried to just say whatever, I'll move on from this. Something would end up happening that it was just meant to be. It would just pull me back in. I don't know what it was that kept me around. I don't know how this ended up floating around, but I somehow ended up finding connections that just got me back into Rocket League slowly. And then the casting started in season 7, and it just kind of stuck.
But they must have like I mean, you did one. Were you initially like supposed to just come out and do 1 week for RLCS, or were
Yes.
you supposed to do
Yeah.
more?
I was supposed to come out and do one just one show. The thing that was interesting is they had me cast. Most of the players that they had come out.
Desk people, right?
Yeah, they were doing analyst spots, which I thought I was gonna do that. I was like, this is gonna be light work because I could prepare a little bit more for 3 minutes. You know, if you're on a desk segment for 3 to 5 minutes, if you prep that week, you can like literally write out a script for yourself if you're super nervous like I was about it. So I was freaking out, and I was like, okay, I can handle the desk. And then they asked me to cast, and I was like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing with casting. I remember the first time we got there, it was like I had been opened up to how difficult things were just that weekend. And like you could even tell like my casting, even to this day, you know, is still very, very rough and something that I'm constantly trying to work on because it's a difficult skill to master. And I thought it would just be a lot more simple as like an analyst on the RLCS desk. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely like a lot to do like instantly. That's like the deep end to be thrown in. Matt, you've done this recently as well, like
Yes.
just starting the casting. So
Yeah.
pretty kind of similar. But like, can you imagine the first? Was that actually your first cast? Was RLCS?
That was my absolute. I think I had casted one final series on SB stream for like some community tournament. That was like as a joke. I was like I was messing around. That was the only thing I've ever done. And then all of a sudden I'm like on RLCS, like trying to figure out how to break down this gameplay.
Yeah, it's a fairly big jump. Fairly big jump.
Yeah.
Similar to Stumpy, I guess, right? Didn't Stumpy went right to Gfinity Elite Series?
Mm-hmm.
He went to LAN casting like immediately.
Yeah, and that, I think when Stumpy, when he was integrated, it may have even been on live television in the UK. I don't remember if by then it had been on live TV, but there's a good chance. The weird thing about that though is that none of us had ever even like paid any attention to this because when you're on the set like making those shows, you're just in the moment. You don't even think that, oh, we're talking to TV right now. Yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because like you'd think as someone who's a Twitch streamer, you'd be able to remember that. Never once. I would be like at the end of the day, oh yeah, that was on BT Sport or whatever. And then,
Yeah.
you know, my random friends from high school would be like, what? Like sending me like sending me like screenshots that we would be like, oh yeah, that's actually a thing. Like somehow they put this on the actual television.
What were they thinking? Yeah, what were they thinking?
What on earth are they doing?
Who the hell
Stumpy may have been live on TV for his first cast.
That's
I'm not entirely sure.
It was not a fun experience. It was like a fun experience, but like I was freaking out, and I'm a super anxious person. So when I get put in situations like that, it's weird because I really like challenges. I like getting thrown into things like that, but at the same time, I will freak out about it. You know what I mean? And you could tell I was super nervous that weekend, and I still even get nervous like to this day.
Yeah, sometimes that's a part of the process, though. Like I think a big thing for like high level performers in general is just accepting like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna have nerves. You know, there's a lot of people that like puke before their sporting competitions every single time, and they're like Olympic gold medalists and stuff. It's just
the part of their process. Like, oh yeah, now I throw up.
Yeah.
And there's my national anthem, and I throw up in the bin. Okay, now we go win the medal.
Yeah. So what about like your rap career? Because rappers are not supposed to be nervous, right? You're supposed to just be like very confident,
chill, no problem. Well, I think it's just because I got into like rap and just making hip hop stuff for like the opposite. It wasn't like to be cool or anything like that. It was kind of just to deal with some stuff because I have a lot of like mental health issues I don't really talk about, but like the rapping stuff really helped me out with a lot of that. So it was almost like an outlet for me. It was like it mostly started in season 2. Like I was making music and making beats and learning how to produce before the season 2 land. I was nervous. I didn't know what to do with my time. I didn't really have like a social life. I was staying inside all day because I was homeschooled, which I didn't do the work for, but I still got credit for it. That's crazy. Another story. So yeah, I was just making music because I was nervous and I didn't really talk to anybody, and I really enjoyed it because whenever I'd lose in Rocket League, I'd be like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna go like make a lo-fi beat or something," and like get out my energy that way. Yeah.
Weirdly, I remember when you and Dapper did like a lo-fi beats YouTube together. I don't know why. I remember that.
That channel has the most views I've ever had on any video in my life. I'm not even joking. Yeah, like I uploaded some, like that was just a channel and a platform to like spread the music of other people, to give them a platform. I didn't take any money from it. I would just upload their stuff for people to listen to and enjoy. It's kind of like a music taste type of thing. Let's see. There's like this lo-fi song. Yeah, almost 1 million views on this song. Look at it. It's literally like it took me like 5 minutes to edit it because it's really just me stealing content in a sense. But it was with their permission though, because that's what a lot of these channels do. I like that thing. That's what helps with generating a fan base, is using other people's platforms, you know. So that's what I was trying to become. I uploaded this and it got like crazy amounts of views, most I've ever gotten on anything to this day. Still crazy. I don't even understand how that stuff happens.
Yeah, that's a lot of views. I'm gonna put this on in the background.
Yeah, I think I saw you announce it on Twitter or something like that. I don't know. It's one of these weird things. I remember.
Dapper didn't do one single thing for that channel ever. Like, he literally never did anything. I'm not even joking. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I love Dapper, but the man was just there. And I was like, God damn it, bro. I want you to be a part of this too.
I feel like Dapper used to always just be making playlists. Like every time I see a stream, he'd be making playlists. So I thought maybe that was his like angle.
That's why I was like, dude, can you help me out here? And he's like, yeah, dude, I got you. Then he never messaged me about anything. I was like, okay. What the fuck?
So you started making music, so like learning at least before season 2. Did you have any creative endeavors before that, or was this like the first time doing something like sort of like art based?
I don't know if you like consider it art, but like I had always been interested in like learning software since I was younger. Because like when I was 11, I said earlier I was making those YouTube videos like on Team Fortress 2, so I was learning how to edit when I was younger and learning how to like even use Photoshop. And I remember when I first learned how to pirate like fraps back in the day, of how to record my software and how to record my Minecraft gameplay. I was like, oh my God, holy, I can make Minecraft YouTubes now. Yeah, it was crazy. So that's where things kind of started creatively, I think, with the software. So that was what gave me the taste of like what it's like to make your own brand of stuff. You know, I love the idea that I could make my name whatever it wanted to be. I could make the logo for it, and I could edit videos and just enjoy it and see what happens.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's amazing. And so, talk about the progression of the music stuff. Like, when did you start? Like, when did you start recording lyrics and becoming like the actual like singer, not just producer?
So it started with well, like I transitioned from like the editing stuff because I'd gotten the habit of video editing pretty well, but it never really went anywhere. So I kind of just transferred that passion over to like learning the software for music. And it started out with like me really liking. I don't know if you guys know who Sean Wasabi is.
Yeah,
he like does those like MIDI keyboard videos with like a bunch of different sounds and stuff. Yeah. So I tried to get into that with like mashups, but I couldn't figure it out. It was so difficult. So I was like, maybe I should just make something from the ground up, like something that's just not with other people's sounds, but I just make a beat or something. So I got an FL Studio. I started making music, and that's when I feel like 2016 with like all the Orbit stuff, and then like I was going through a lot of family issues at the time. So that kind of shifted me to have an outlet of music. I just listened to a bunch of rap all the time. I was kind of like just an emo kid sitting in my room listening to music, feeling like sorry for himself the whole time, and I didn't know what to do. So I was just making music and making beats and doing anything to kind of like distract me a little bit. And that just bled into me wanting to pursue something because like the artists and people that I listened to at the time, like if it was J. Cole, if it was Kendrick, I listened to a lot of Logic in 2016 especially, like his younger mixtapes, and like Isaiah Rashad, a bunch of different artists. And those guys kind of helped me. So I was like, well, if these guys help me and I look up to them so much, maybe I should just try doing what they do and see if I enjoy that as well. And turns out I absolutely love it. Like it's probably the most important thing for me right now personally to work on. And it just kind of was a natural transition. It didn't really feel forced ever. It just felt like that was what I was supposed to do, weirdly enough. Like if I was ever feeling like shit in any other aspect of my life, I was kind of like, okay, well, I can always rely on this to be a place that I can go to feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I also weirdly, again, I think the first time I watched you stream, I have vivid memories of the fact that your like alerts were all like ugly god water.
Yes, dude. Oh my god. That song is so funny.
It is super funny. It is super memey. But yeah, like every time somebody would follow you, be like water. Yeah, just like the clip of him in the boat, and I was just like,
and then I had a gif of like a Ninja Turtle like stripper dancing, pole dancing on like a stripper pole. So it was great. It was great.
So where like how would you describe like your pursuits then? Like, so you're casting, you're obviously steady job casting, and you're gonna try to like continue to ramp up music and make content. What's the deal there?
Well, so things like, I don't know. Do you want me to get emo? We can treat this like a therapy session, bro.
Absolutely. Hey, whatever you're comfortable with saying, we're comfortable with whatever you want to talk about. So yeah.
So let's say the beginning of 2020, I was making music still. And well, also even before I started casting, but like basically 2020, it was a horrible year for a lot of people, and also myself. And then it's been kind of rough. I really have been floating around not knowing what I'm doing. Most of the time, I'd say for the past like 4 years, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of like, I'm like here, I'm over here, I'm making music, I'm trying to cast, I'm making content, and it just felt like nothing was working because I couldn't stay focused and I couldn't delegate myself to a specific subject because I would just end up feeling some type of way about it, or I'd get very insecure about it, and then I just stop. But earlier, as actually later in 2020, I started taking medication for it and started getting help with therapy and everything. And so like if you had asked me this question before, I would have no answer. I don't know how to respond to stuff like that. Like, what are you trying to do? Because I didn't know. But then once getting on the medication and kind of sorting things out with my family and with my own self, I have been able to kind of build a clear path, which is pretty awesome. So I would say it's turned into, since I've been stable and on that medication, now I'm able to work on music weekly. I'm able to stream during the weekdays because I love making content. And then on top of that, I want to pursue casting because I love doing it. Like I said, it's kind of like my steady job. That's how I view casting. As much as I love it, it's, you know, it's by far my greatest income and something that gives me financial freedom. And then the music is the ultimate goal because music is something that I'm really passionate about, but I love making content and having a closer connection with people through streaming. And then also in the background, I'm trying to also get like a little business degree just to maybe add some kind of spice to it. So that's all those 4 things are just the clear, I guess, map for what I'm trying to do in the future.
That's cool. That's cool. And one thing I wanted to point out actually, and like it's really hard actually to remind yourself this, but sometimes it's okay to not know what you want to do next or not exactly have an answer for where you want to go. I fall for the same thing myself, and at the same, it's just so easy to be like, you know, I'm not sure right now, but I'll figure it out. And just being okay with it is actually really difficult, but it's like totally fine. Everybody like, you know, is in such a rush to like figure out what are you going to do for the rest of your life. When the honest answer is you can bounce around like crazy if you want, honestly. You just learn how to like migrate your skills from one thing to another. And it's no big deal. No big deal. So that's hype, dude. I have to say, like when I really didn't know what to expect. I hadn't listened to your other music prior to Fixation dropping. So when you drop Fixation, there was a little bit of me. It's like, okay, what's this RLCS caster? Like, you know, what's this RLCS caster song? Okay, let's check it out. You know, what's this all about? And then I was like, oh, this slaps. This is banging. This is really, really good. And then when I saw that you also did the production, I was like, oh, this is like quality production too. It doesn't sound like, you know, this is my first beat. It doesn't sound like that. It sounds like, you know, I've been doing it for a while. So it's very, very impressive and really good. One of the number one questions I got on Twitter about this interview was, when's new music coming out? Do you have any info? Can we get a podcast exclusive?
Let's see. I mean, bro, I'm in. So recently I've been like struggling with writing a lot.
Sure.
And just trying to, because I get super, super insecure about sharing music because I'd say it's the most personal thing about me. So like the reaction that you had, not to make you feel bad, but the reaction of like, oh, who's this fuck? You know, who's this kid trying to do this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to permanently avoid because I was very insecure about it. I obviously didn't think I was good. I obviously didn't think the music was good. So I had been shying away from like doing anything creatively, and just letting other people kind of influence me. And I'm not here to say like that's a bad thing because people are going to judge on whatever it is. And I would do the exact, I 100% would think the exact same way you are. If Johnny Boy wanted to become a rapper right now and posted a song, I guarantee you there would be something in my head, Johnny, that's like, what is this man trying to do? Yeah, what are you doing? It makes 100%. Yeah, it makes sense, and I get that. And because I used to do that, and I'm trying to get over it, but you can judge other people so easily. It's
yes, like, definitely.
It makes me think, if I was on the outside seeing what I'm making right now, I would hate myself in a weird sense. Like I would judge the shit out of me. I'd be like, what is this kid trying to do? This guy's trying to be a rapper. He's trying to do this and that. It doesn't make any sense. So I'd get super insecure about it and shy away from dropping any music because, what's the point if people are just going to judge me and I couldn't even validate it myself. But I've been getting over that slowly. Whether or not the music is good is starting to become irrelevant to me. It's just something that I enjoy. So hopefully I can start becoming like, I want to start dropping music like every like other week if I can, like a new song.
Yeah, the Lil Wayne blueprint.
Yeah, exactly.
There was that one like 2-year period where Lil Wayne like dropped a mixtape every other day, and it was crazy.
Yeah, well, that's what Russ did. Russ did like the solo thing.
True. Yeah,
he dropped a single on Friday, like every single week for I think like a year or two. And that's what helped him get a following because you have to be in people's face like every week. You have to just keep coming back, and that's with everything, streaming content. Like it doesn't matter what you do, you have to continuously push shit out into people's faces.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. Like it's good. It's good. You're like, I think that feeling is like, okay, you don't want to feel like a fraud. But it's clear that you've like put time and effort into your craft, and it's good shit. So yeah, hopefully you can continue.
I'm also getting to the point where it's like, even whenever I receive compliments about it or anything, it's like hard for me not to like hate it. I don't know, not hate the compliment, but like feel super insecure about the shit that I'm doing, because that's something that I've been trying to deal with a lot, especially with the medication and everything. Like I've been trying to not be so in my head all the time, because I was on hiatus with music for so long, because I've probably made like 20 songs, but I have this, like I've gotten to the point where I've even been in like an emotional zone where I've just deleted all of them. Like the work that I do, I'll make a full song, I really like it, and then I'll get super insecure about it and just delete it, super unhealthy. Yeah, so it's like it's just weird. It's like a battle with myself that I have to deal with. It's frustrating.
Yeah. This is similar to like what we're talking about with the casting, right? I think that never fully goes away, especially when it's something like this, where like a lot of people identify you as one thing and then you're trying to do another. That's particularly hard, I think.
I think casters in esports that's a really common thing for them to feel imposter syndrome, like you mentioned, where you don't feel like, or you feel like, okay, even if I am doing a good job, did I just look into this? Was I just right place, right time? Do I actually have any like reason that I should be doing this over some other guy? Because if you work most jobs you study for, you've got the degree to prove that you are the person for the job. Or if if you're in legit sports, then you're probably a former professional player, or like a coach or something, who's like a real like respected pundit. But in esports, it's also new that there's not even been enough time, especially Rocket League, for that to even happen. Like you're one of the very first former pros who's actually made that transition. But other people I know, I've talked to other casters, and this is very common, where they just don't feel like uh that they should be doing what they're doing. They've got the overwhelming you can't get rid of it, feeling that they just got lucky. That's the only reason they're casting the game, is because they're the right place, right time, and they actually aren't talented.
That's how I felt 100%. I still feel like that, even on a consistent basis, because I'd say I got the luckiest draw out of most when it comes to casting. And like they just took me out for a weekend, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't supposed to be someone that was meant to be, and it worked out. And then I'm like looking at other people who, I feel like had worked harder for it, or were potentially a much better caster. So you kind of feel like you don't deserve it in a sense,
Yeah, well, I can see why. Yeah, I can totally see why you would feel that. But actually, I would say you're one of the people who deserves it more. If we're talking about, this arbitrary level of who deserves it, which is obviously just completely subjective in the first place. But you are a former pro player in the game, which already means you've invested a ton of time of your life, important years of your life, into this video game, and that counts, in my opinion, into this whole like
I never look at it like
conversation.
that.
Oh yeah, well, for me it does, at least whenever I'm like looking at people who have done something like being a pro player in a game.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because I had never seen it that way.
Oh, this is totally how I see it. Yeah, you've dedicated some of the like most important years of your life to this video game, and to be a part of that story, and now you can like tell the story through your commentary for other people's play in the same game. So your perspective is completely unique compared to someone like me, who I've never played pro, don't know what it's like to play on a stage, like more. Well, nothing more than like the Night Winter Bash. That's like the pinnacle of my competitive experience, which is not much to write home about.
You're still goated though, you son of a bitch.
But yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not really someone who struggles with imposter syndrome, but I think it's because I'm a bit older than most of the casters in the scene. So yeah, I've had that.
Well, you also have more hours than anybody casting, because you did so many show matches on your channel. There's no way for anybody that doesn't do show matches to keep up, because how often do you the most often that we can, or that a caster could cast besides on their channel, is grid. Right, like last split, not this split even. This split's way more chill, but like the previous grid, us, you and I doing like SSG and Oxygen every week or whatever, and still you were doing it every week, so there's no way that anybody could catch up. Like you'd need to like take some time off. You need to chill out for a little bit for someone to catch up, Johnny.
Yeah, that's like that's the being not complacent thing. That's also really important. You can't be complacent. Like I know that I've been grinding a long time at casting, but I'm not going to stop just because just because people think I'm good at it. You gotta keep grinding, because as soon as you stop grinding, you're just gonna suck at anything. Like it's a talent kind of role. It's not like casting is a talent role, just like playing Rocket League is a talent role. You stop grinding ranked, you're probably gonna suck at playing Rocket League. If you stop practicing your casting, you're not going to be any good at that either, because it's something you need to practice, or else you're just going to be outdated by like 2 weeks go by and it's like, oh, it's what new trick is Jory doing today, like that I don't know about. You gotta stay active with it.
Well, and nobody has really built the reputation, I think, at all, even coming close to what you have, Johnny, with not only your relationships with like the pro players, then holding your own tournaments and then putting the hours in on your own stream, your own brand, but also solely with the casting. You know what I'm saying? It's like if anybody ever questions that, they're just blind at that point.
They're allowed to question. Talking to when people do question like caster criticism, I feel like I've had my fair share in the past. These days, I've it's a weird kind of cycle where I feel like the general like mass of voices, everybody says what they think about you online, and it all combines into one popular opinion. Right now, the popular opinion of me seems to be a favorable one, but in the past, that has not always been the case. There's been times where the popular opinion has been, yeah, we do not like this Johnny Boy character. Let's just get rid of him. Let's cancel this guy. It's you go through these cycles. Yeah, it just switches. So like that's a really weird dynamic.
I can't read Reddit anymore. I can't do it.
I feel like you get the most ridiculous comments about you that just don't make any sense to me. I read this and like, what on earth are these people talking about? Like, this is
there's
so
a lot
inaccurate.
of people who fucking absolutely hate everything that comes out of my mouth, which is okay. They're allowed to not like my cast. That's fine. But like I personally, like, I tried going through Reddit the other day. Not the other day. This was like weeks ago, months ago. I haven't done it in a while because whenever I was first, it like really halted my improvement and me like grinding to get better at casting, because I was trying to improve what I was doing, but then I was reading a bunch of people who fucking hated everything I said. So I didn't know what to do, because I was honestly trying to appeal to those people, and I wanted to change their mind naturally. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yeah, you just can't change their mind. It doesn't work. Like that once. All it takes is one person to say online, like, or leave a comment in a thread, like, "Wow, this guy's casting is so bad," and then suddenly a whole bunch of people who have no opinion of you will read that, and that becomes their opinion, just like that. Because it's so easy to as humans to just like see a negative opinion and copy it, be like, yeah, that's controversial. I'm gonna sheep that opinion. That's not what I think. But it doesn't work the other way around. Like if somebody's got a positive comment about you and someone reads it, it's not as likely for that to just instantly become the popular opinion. That only happens when it's everywhere and when it's spammed, and then you kind of have the opposite effect where people are like, oh, this guy's fans are so annoying, then it just goes the other way. So you can't really win.
That happens with Forky and Squishy. It's like, dude, I fucking hate their fan base.
I
can't listen to them anymore. It's like, bro, what do you want? What do you want? Like, literally.
Yeah, it's just like the fans like going a bit too ham. But I mean, what?
Then that makes them hate the content creator. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, the associations that some people can have.
Reddit is totally ridiculous. So Rocket League esports Reddit is a complete joke on most topics. I don't understand what on earth these takes are. So whenever I read this, I'm just like, this is insane. This is just insane. These people have no idea what they're talking about.
Bro, it fucks me up. I think I got compared to Kevin from The Office on there, and I shat myself.
What?
Like, I absolutely was sad for like the rest of the day. I was like, holy
that's
fuck.
just ridiculous.
I was like, I mean, it was kind of granted though. There's a lot of shit that I'm not trying to say I'm like perfect casting, but there's a lot of shit that I suck at. But getting told the truth sometimes just fucking hurts, And at that point, I was like, oh god, that one's painful. That's painful. So like sometimes when I was casting, I was like, oh god, what are they gonna say?
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I enjoy your casting. I enjoy your solo casting. I enjoy your duo casting. Like I've reached out to you to get you involved in events that I've run just because I want you to be a part of it. Because I enjoy listening to your casts. And
I
then
will come over there and kiss
I feel like people they'll maybe listen to you one time. Maybe you said something really dumb
you.
way back in the beginning, and that is someone's opinion of you. And it's really hard to change that
Yeah.
opinion. Super hard to change that negative opinion if it's ingrained in their mind from so long ago. Now
Yeah.
that that's been their opinion for so long, they're thinking, "Wow, I can't have been wrong for this length of time, because then that would make me stupid. I must be right,
Yeah.
or else I'm
Yeah.
dumb." So like people don't want to change their
Unfortunately.
mind because it makes them dumb. So they're committed. They're committed to hating something, and for casters, it very often ends up being them. Like
Man,
everybody's got their haters.
casting is kind of a thankless job in some ways too. It can,
It is.
it's like it's so funny when you look at like the caster moments that people like. They really only like some sort
Memes
of
and
epic
jokes.
moment where the game is so crazy and something happened and you reacted in the perfect way to tell the story or whatever, or something funny. This is
it's only funny.
literally the two things you can be remembered as or remembered for while casting. There is also, I guess, the sort of the line of like your personality over time. Like people get to know you through your casting a bit, but like those are literally the only two things that can happen that are good while you're casting, where you'll actually be remembered. It's like something funny or something epic happened in the game, and you didn't mess it up when you reacted.
Didn't make anybody feel awkward, so therefore we're gonna clip it.
Yeah.
It's so true though. Like you can cast perfectly. You can call every play for an entire match absolutely perfectly. You can like analyze the game on the fly to the absolute highest level, and there will be zero comments online. And I've talked to Shogun about this a lot. We're of the opinion that if there's no comments, then you've done your job well as a caster. Because really, one of the things I think is the most important thing to do, especially in Rocket League, is just not to make people feel awkward. Because if you can go the entire like series without making a single viewer feel awkward, then no one is going to comment about the casting, and they're just going to be like they're going to be fully immersed in the game. They're not even going to realize that they're
Just
casting.
being smooth with it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like the number one goal these days. It's just to try and not say anything overly dumb, and then sometimes make memes.
I think when I first started casting, I wanted to be like, I felt like I had a level of, I guess, analyzation of the game that I had to live up to. So I'd just say like the stupidest shit, try to like make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
Like overcompensating.
And if you like try to convince people that you're smart, you're obviously a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just kind of how the world works. That's how things are. And I didn't understand that. And then I remember one day James was just sitting down with me. He's like, sometimes, man, you just can't convince people that you're smart because then you'll look like an absolute idiot. And like ever since then, that just stuck with me for the whole time. So like I'll be in the middle of a game, and I used to be scared of like just saying I don't even know what happened. Like I used to be fearful of saying that.
Yeah.
But if you admit, it's like if you don't know what happened, why would you try to fake that you know what happened?
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's people will read that and like they'll know that you're talking nonsense. Like if you tried to act like you knew what happened when you don't, just like you said, out of fear, then people are gonna know. They're gonna know you're talking nonsense, and it'll make them feel awkward. They'll be like, "Why is this guy lying to me? Why is he lying?"
Yeah.
He doesn't know.
It's because
they don't know, and they're like, "I don't know. Why does he know? I clearly don't know what happened there. It looks like just complete rubbish. What is that bounce? Why is he explaining it? Like, just come on, get on the same vibe as the viewers, which is what on earth just happened. That's the vibe a lot of the time in Rocket League.
People have so many hours being trolls and detecting when somebody's like showing a weakness as well now. Especially Twitch chatters. Like it's basically what they do all day. They're like, he might be making something up here. He doesn't seem confident right now. Whoa, terrible.
He doesn't know.
Yeah. Stuff like that. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough stuff. Anyway, yeah, we both think you're good. There's a bunch of people in chat saying how great you are.
This is what I wanted. Thank you.
Hey man, we're here to validate you whenever you need. I think we should. I think we should head on into the Widechamp round, Johnny. What do you think?
I agree. Yes, I think it's time.
Perfect
time.
Yeah. So Supersonic Legend, Widechamp. I don't know if you've ever heard it called that before, but we prefer that name. So we're just going to do a Widechamp round here where we go through some rapid fire stuff with you, ask you some quick questions, and then we'll play team demo ranked as well.
Okay. I have a call time soon-ish. I don't.
This is quick.
I might even. Okay, cool. Because I might be behind. I might even be
late?
a little. I think it's fine though. But
all right, smash.
Let's go. Let's go.
Quick.
All right,
favorite car you don't main?
Dominus.
Nice. What do you main? You're an Octane.
I'm a Fennec Octane.
Fennec Octane. Okay, cool. Boring. Got it. Favorite decal?
Interstellar.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's good in colored or just normal.
I have the white one. I like that one.
Cool.
I don't use it a lot, but I think it's cool.
Favorite boost that is not alpha boost?
Sparkles.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
The meme team. Nice. Favorite wheels?
Stallions.
Stallion. I don't even think I know what those are. Do you know what those are, Johnny?
I do not know what those. Wait. Do I know what those are? Are they really old? Good. Are they like an OG
They're
wheel?
the really old ones, and they kind of pop out a little bit more than normal.
Yes, I do know them. I can't believe that. I have no idea how I remember this because
nobody uses them. They're so good. I don't understand.
I agree. I can tell you. I know in my head. I can't explain it, but I know exactly what they look. They're fat. They're thick wheels.
Yep.
They
go out wider than most wheels, which is why I like them.
Wheels.
Oh yeah, I think those look really dope on the Merc because it makes the Merc look just like thick.
I like on the Dominus, because the Dominus is so flat.
True.
Yeah.
It's like a pancake.
Oh man, I gotta go use the Stallions. That's a great.
Nice.
Great
okay. Now we're gonna play a quick round of team demo ranked. It's like Marry, Fuck, Kill. So we give you a team name, and out of the 3 players, you got to choose 1 player to team with. So this is a big commitment. 1 player to demo, get rid of them.
Okay.
And 1 player to play ranked with, which is a low commitment, just fun, good, good vibing times, playing some ranked. To start with Team Envy.
Oh, I will. Let's see. I'll team with Mist. Oh, dude. Fuck. Team with Mist. I will play. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, who's catching the demo?
Oh, I'm gonna demo. This is gonna be stupid, but I'm gonna demo Atomic and then play rank with Turbo. I don't know Atomic, and then I feel like if I team with him, he'd be too good for me, and then it'd be like another orbit situation. You know what I'm saying? Kick off again.
Yeah.
Smart.
Gotta go with like the just very solid, consistent player. Miss. Let's go.
Okay. SSG.
All right. Demo. Oh shit.
You know when someone starts with demo that they really dislike somebody on a team?
Okay. Team with Typical. I'll team with Typical. I'll play ranked and record it for YouTube with Arsenal, and I'll demo Red.
Oh, you're gonna make so much money. You're gonna make so much money recording YouTube videos with Arsenal. That is financially savvy right there.
That's right. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Johnny, you can do the next 2 if you want.
Sure. All right. What about Rogue?
Oh man, I'll team with God. I'll team with Turo, and then I'll play ranked with First Killer, and I'll demo Taroko.
All right, and lastly, Team BDS.
Oh god, I will.
Do you remember the roster?
No, I do.
Okay, that's good.
Just because he's from America doesn't mean he forgets the EU roster.
I was just checking.
That's the popular EU roster. Okay, I'll team with Mark. I will demo extra, and then play ranked with Monkey Moon.
Wow.
Do you speak Spanish? Is that why you chose Mark?
I just love Mark. I think he's fucking amazing. I'm just like, I've always been a big fan of him. I gravitate more towards like non-flashy players that like just do so much work.
Sure.
I don't know why. I love Mist. I love Mark.
Yeah, I thought maybe you might speak Spanish because you live in Arizona. So
I need to learn Spanish. My girlfriend's family speaks fluent Spanish, and they don't really speak well like with English.
Mhm.
So I can't.
Yeah.
So that would actually be pretty good.
Spanish
as well.
Good language to learn. I want to learn Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really lazy though. Makes it
Let's
really
do it
hard.
together.
Yeah. Gracias.
And last question. We'll let you get to your call time. What's a hot take you have that most of the RL community would disagree with?
Oh, let's see. A hot take. My take is that
Roaches bad.
Yeah, that is a good take. Bro, I don't know. I gotta go with like a trend in Rocket League right now to go against.
Yes.
Or yeah, sure.
My hot take is that shit. Dude, I don't know. What am I? Oh God. Somebody give me some in chat, please.
Do you have zero hot takes on Rocket League?
You only have warm takes.
I could say something, but I just don't want to be toxic. I don't.
True.
So like every hot take I have is just internal like projection of me hating everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit. I think that if you upload a YouTube video that is unedited whatsoever and then say that you're a god tier YouTuber, then that's cap. There you go.
Yeah, I like that. Hey, that was so much more toxic than I expected after you set it up like this.
Bro,
that was great. That was very salty or very salt cast take right there.
Yeah, it felt. It hit home. It hit home for sure. All right, where should people follow you?
Twitter, IsaacGap_, twitch.tv/turtle. That's pretty much it.
Bangarang.
That's it.
Awesome.
There you go.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, dude.
Oh, thank you guys.
Appreciate it.
A ton of fun.
I don't know how it's already been like an hour and 48. That's how long you've been live. I have no idea how.
I feel like we've been talking the whole time. There was a bit of an intro, but yeah, that was a long one. That was awesome.
That was crazy. But
man.
Hopefully you're not in trouble with the call time.
I love you all. No, it's fine. It's fine. I just gotta go put on a suit, look sexy.
Oh, all right.
Bye, boys.
Kill it today, man.
Take it easy.
Adios.
That's going to wrap everything up for the Turtle episode. I told you it was an excellent episode, and I did not lie to you. 100% had a wonderful time chatting with Turtle, hoping that we get to have him on the podcast or interact with him more in the future in some way, shape, or form. Guy's great, really, really funny, and looking forward to more music drops from him. If you haven't already, join the Discord, discord.gg/Smellsworth. We've got a bunch of new content coming up, a bunch of new crazy announcements coming up. As I mentioned in the intro, I am going to be going full-time on content creation starting at the end of February. So get in there early and get used to the torrential downpour of content that will be published by your boy Smellsworth. Thanks for joining the episode, and see you soon, Saltcasters.